Hear ye, gather round for another edition of Young Kings Wrestling, featuring the JDF Memorial Sovereign Soundboard. As always, you can find us on most platforms that stream your favorite podcast episodes, including Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. If you're listening on iTunes, leave us a review of the 5-star kind. Links to all the platforms and the merchandise are available only at ykwrestling.com. Welcome to Nuck If You Buckingham Palace. As always, I am the thespian TC Fontaine, joined by Wreak Havoc, and we're here with another one. I didn't have the DJ Khaled ready, so my bad, y'all. Yo, my intro was I kicked it up another level. I took a week off, so I was fresh.
Oh yeah.
Rest management, load management. What was that shit they were doing in the NBA? Yeah, load management.
It's it. We don't need it today. We don't need it today.
Oh yeah, man. Listen, I came energized for today.
Oh man.
Listen, real quick. Let me get all the salutations and all the regular business out the way. We watch wrestling all week long. I'll watch a couple Royal Rumbles again. It's Rumble season. I need to pick it up. I'm only on like Rumble 8 right now. There's a good like 35 or something like that. So I need to get to it. Watched 93. That was Yokozuna. He really was just keeping it warm for Terry. So Terry couldn't win a third one. You know how that happened. They ain't been to Vegas for WrestleMania since, by the way. I'm just saying. Elsewhere, 1994. I watched that. That was Bret Hart. So I'm gonna watch 1995. That was Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
And that was the one him and Bulldog, or was it? No. That was him and Lex won it. Right.
No, I think it was him and Bulldog. 95.
In the final two. Which one did Lex win? See, it's Googleable. It's Googleable because I remember didn't Lex
that was
and
the one. That was
Lex,
Brett. That was him and
94
at the same time, and then they declared them both winners.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I didn't finish 94. I'm in the middle of it, by the way. Because I watched the whole thing in 94. So players fuck up. I was mistaken. But yeah, 95, that was when Shawn Michaels, Howard Finkel, only one of Shawn Michaels' feet hit the floor. Mm-hmm. So they said, yo, man, that's when they started doing, yo, we gotta have both feet. Both feet gotta touch.
Right.
So a lot of folks, Kofi Kingston, have taken full advantage of that rule.
Hell yeah.
John Morrison, Naomi. I think was it Casey Catanzaro did it a few years ago, am I not mistaken?
Oh yeah, she did some wild shit.
Yeah.
She was like hanging off the
I'm sorry, Katana Chance. Katana Chance is the name.
Yeah.
And also been a 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw is actually this week. More on that in a second. So I've been watching some Raw highlights. 1, 2, 3 Kid beating Razor Ramon. And I seen y'all trying to compare Jericho versus light-skinned dude from a few weeks back on Dynamite, who I don't think has shown up ever since, by the way. But y'all was trying to compare that match to 1, 2, 3 Kid versus Razor on Raw. And it was so egregious that X-Pac had to come on Twitter and say, no, it's nothing like it. It's not the same. Y'all be tripping. It really wasn't the same, though. Because Jericho was bumping for old boy.
Right.
Razor did not bump for Kid at all in the match. So it's two different things. Also watched Mike Tyson get announced for WrestleMania. Got into it with Stone Cold. Yeah, man. That flipped everything. Milk Mania. Kurt Angle. Beer Bash. All that. What's your favorite moment of Monday Night Raw?
Whew.
Why are you thinking of that? My favorite, Triple H returning. That's
Yeah,
that's the one.
I got a list, man. Like
Yeah, I got a
that's
list,
definitely on
but
there. The Zamboni with Stone Cold. Um, not the moment, but the match.
yeah.
I say this all the time. Cena, HBK in London.
Oh man.
It was about 60 minutes.
Facts.
That
Facts.
was fire. Jeff jumping off that damn Titantron on Randy Orton.
Man. I low key
Matt
got a
Hardy and
soft spot.
Edge.
Oh yeah, that was
When
crazy.
Matt jumped off.
I got a soft spot, man, for Jeff Hardy and Undertaker. That's my joint. That's my joint.
Yeah, man.
Let's table this discussion, and then we can talk about that later on. We can go more in depth on it.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, yeah, that's all I was watching. And anything you checked out this week? You still in 03?
Yeah. I was talking about this last week. I started the Iron Man match, Kurt Brock 3.
Mm.
Man,
So you seen the parking
that
lot
right
brawl
there.
already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that. I forgot how good that was too, man. But no, that's how you do an Iron Man match. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
man.
We love HBK on this, but that Iron Man match was not it. It wasn't it.
All right,
You know what
WrestleMania.
I'm saying? Yeah, it was all. Yeah, that was all about the moment after the fact.
Yeah,
That was an Iron Man match that them two had, and the
a true
tension
Iron
in
Man
that
match.
last right, the tension in that last minute was like that shit hit. You know what I'm saying? Them
I'm
two,
still hurt Kurt lost, man.
yeah,
Cause like a title change on TV was rare back then. Like it never
yeah,
really happened. Uh, if I could count on one hand the amount of times that the championship changed hands on Raw, where the title wasn't vacant beforehand, it was maybe like 2 or 3 times from not just Raw, but Raw and SmackDown from '02 to '09 or whenever.
at least, yeah.
There was Edge when he beat RVD.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Iron Man match, and I'm honestly drawing a blank on any other ones that might have happened.
I mean, if you count like the the cash in, it was Edge. You cashed in on Taker after that steel
Okay,
cage match they had.
I wasn't counting cash-ins either, but I count that because
Well,
it
I mean,
wasn't.
yeah,
It is part of my previous criteria that I did say
yeah,
it.
yeah.
No
If it's not for
vacancies.
that, like if it's just straight up, damn, I don't know, man. Outside of that match, you really don't got much, honestly. Cause Triple H had it from what '03 to '05 for the most part. Didn't
Those
happen
all
during that period of
pay-per-views.
time. Yeah. Then Batista won it. Went to SmackDown. He didn't lose until he got injured. Ray didn't lose it till a pay per view.
Booker
Same
lost it
thing
on a
with Book.
pay-per-view.
Yeah,
So yeah, it wasn't until Edge beat Taker I can think of honestly.
yeah. And like same thing over on Raw. Like John had them long ass runs with this nigga. So
Facts.
like you had to cash in on this nigga to end the title reign.
Honestly, the titles ain't changed hands on Raw like crazy until the last few years.
Yeah.
Like
And
Lashley
that was
won it on Raw,
mostly Money in the Bank stuff.
right? Like
Like
Lashley
that,
won it, Big
like
E,
Lashley's win was one of the few times you see it happen.
Roman beating Sheamus. That was another one. That
Yeah.
was 2015 though. That was a long time. Um,
Right.
yeah, man. So shout out to Monday Night Raw. More Raw talk on that. But just going back on what I said, the title changes were rare back then, especially on SmackDown, which was tape. You really didn't see it on there. So
Yeah.
it kind of threw me for a loop back, 10-year-old me. I was 11 actually at that time.
Right.
So yeah, man. This week in wrestling history, real quick. 1991, Ric Flair defeats Sting to win the NWA championship. In turn, becoming the inaugural WCW World Heavyweight Champion. WCW was only around for like 13 years, bro. I always forget that. Like the late 80s, and it was done in '01. So
Mm.
the legacy is crazy. And people talk about like, WCW's legacy was, whitewashed by the WWE. Honestly, They keeping their legacy alive.
I'm
I
about to
don't think
say,
people
like,
will give a fuck about WCW if they didn't look at NWA.
right, like
NWA got a great legacy. Nobody gives a fuck.
they easily could have fucking trashed y'all and took y'all off air, not gave a fuck no more. They bought out basically all of your talent that wasn't big name guys like Sting, Goldberg,
And they couldn't buy those guys out.
Hogan, all that. Yeah, like they had all the big ass contracts. So it's like you can't. But
And their
everyone else was
contracts
like,
weren't WCW either. So they didn't even acquire those contracts. Those guys were signed
yeah,
to Time Warner.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Y'all wasn't alive during WCW. Stop bringing WCW up. More on that in a moment. Let me get back to what I was talking about. 1993, this week in history, Monday Night Raw is born. First ever episode of Monday Night Raw from the Manhattan Center. 30 years.
yeah,
So we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw here soon. 2006, we're going all the way to 06. Edge and Lita's live sex celebration took place in 06. That was 16 years
highest
ago.
highest ratings for Monday Night Raw
Highest rated
ever.
segment ever. Ever. Crazy. In 2014, RIP to Mae Young. She passed away. 2014, this week. A legend. Only only one of those legendary women that we acknowledge, really. We don't acknowledge the other one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She rested in piss. You know,
And listen, son.
especially after we talked to Chris Bournet watching like Lady Wrestler
Mm-hmm.
and talking about how all of that got
Mm-hmm.
whitewashed. We just talked about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely resting in piss.
And it's not even being disrespectful or nothing. This woman with that woman, not Mae Young, but the other woman who Mae Young used to roll with, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton was right.
Man, listen.
That was Randy Orton's OG too.
I'll say I looked at him crazy when it happened. Nowadays,
Oh, I can watch that back with a smile.
right.
And she used to get smoked a lot too, so I'll go watch all that shit.
He really did.
Dudley Boys just smoked him.
It's almost like they was just dishing out karma on live TV.
Facts, man. And then happy birthday this past week. It was hella birthdays, man. Ruby Soho, shout out to her. Happy birthday. Buff Bagwell, the real one, not the Twitter persona that y'all try to retweet and push off as it being a real person, even though it was clearly debunked that it wasn't him, and people still think it's a real person.
Come on, man. Y'all gotta
Tamina Snuka, happy birthday to her. Former 24/7 champion, former tag team champion. Y'all can put her in the bloodline too if you want. She ain't doing nothing. What she got going?
I would say you might as well because I think there's too many.
Y'all don't want. I understand y'all don't want to put Naomi in the bloodline. I get it.
Yeah.
Tamina though,
it's just too many consistent periods of time where she's not doing nothing, and that ain't cool.
and Tamina got an op too that she can face on the other side. So it's all good. Y'all watch Raw this past Monday. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, ho! Shout out to my boy. First ever Royal Rumble winners, Rumble season. Matt Riddle, shout out to him. Happy birthday. Katana Chance down in NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. Kelly Kelly. I seen Kelly Kelly's name trending on Twitter about a week or two ago.
Man.
Yikes.
Kirk Angle been wilding.
I believe it too. And the timeline for that is crazy too, by the way, but I digress. Also, here comes the money. Shane McMahon. What a birthday he having this week.
Oh, I know he had a wild ass birthday.
and Bull Buchanan. Shout out to Bull Buchanan.
I don't know anybody that has been embodying the Arthur Fish meme more than Shane in this last month. I swear, bro. Oh, that's crazy.
And then
like breaking every window in his house.
Facts. I don't even think he cared, man. Like he out here, his son playing football and stuff. Committing to a Big Ten school. That's huge. Yeah. That NIL deal is about to be crazy.
Oh, listen. Ain't
Like,
no
he gonna get the
bullshit.
biggest NIL deal anybody in WWE has ever got.
Ain't even about to be funny.
He went to Indiana too, so they the ops. So I ain't really fucking with it, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Could have went to Nebraska, fam. Shit, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro.
He could have.
We got a lot of wrestling fans. No, the dude that played the music at Nebraska games is a wrestling fan because he played nothing but wrestling themes.
Oh, that's lit.
We could have signed young McMahon. All I'm saying.
That writes itself.
Facts. Also additional happy birthdays though. Grandmaster Sexay, Brian Christopher, and Shad Gaspard. RIP to both of those men. Would have had birthdays this week. RIP to both of them, man. Tragic endings for both. If you know, you know. If you don't know, it's Googleable. I don't want to elaborate on it because I got something to say. The South got something to say. Young Kings Wrestling got something to say.
I'm packing the edits, guess what?
These peasants, you peasants.
Man, who's peasant of the week this week, man? I wonder who. Because this past week, last few Januaries, NXT's put on their annual New Year's Evil show. And I'm watching it. I stayed off Twitter for the most of it. I was out here doing some other stuff around the house. So I just had it playing on my phone, watching it on my phone. So last half of the show wasn't really on Twitter, wasn't really tapped into what's going on. But the main event, the Women's Battle Royal to determine the number one contender for the Women's Championship in NXT. And I thought it was ill. They had a little Royal Rumble 2005 type ending with John Cena and Batista. But this time it was a Toxic Attraction. And it was dope. It was actually a great ending, too. A great way to end that match.
Did anybody's quads get torn on this night? Because I didn't get to see it.
I didn't see that. I was fully expecting Shawn Michaels or Road Dogg or somebody to angrily stump down to the ring. And, like, if you gonna reference some old stuff, you got to go 100%. That's my only complaint. It's not a real complaint. I'm just saying. Is that Minute Maid?
Nah, I got Kool-Aid.
Oh, okay. I ain't drank Kool-Aid in a minute. Goddamn.
I got the little joints that I just
okay.
spray with.
Oh, need that in my life. I'm about to go cop. I ain't had Kool-Aid in so long, man.
Right.
Kool-Aid was born in Nebraska, by the way, if y'all did not know. It's facts. Facts. But anyway, yeah, I was fully expecting the whole 2005 ending, but no, it was dope. I even logged on Twitter. It was like I was expecting Road Dogg or Shawn Michaels to storm down to the ring. That was probably the only tweet I sent in the second half of the show. So I have no idea what's going on in the timeline for real until like maybe 15 minutes after that. I logged on Twitter like the Donald Glover meme from Community when he walked in with the pizzas and everything on fire. I was like, hold on, what's going on? I've seen rumblings of WWE being sold. And I'm like, so like, as a shareholder myself, I'm like, I went straight to Yahoo Finance, man. I gotta see this. Like, what's going on? We out here announcing big business moves in the evening. Like, what's going on? Nothing on Yahoo Finance. I was like, let me go to Forbes and see what's cracking. Nothing on Forbes. I went to Wall Street Journal. I was like, they the ones that broke the initial Vince scandal. They broke the retirement. So I was like, they gotta be the ones breaking, I think they broke him coming back too. So
yeah,
they 3 for 3. Why not go for 4? Right. Nothing on Wall Street Journal. And so I turned straight into Timmy Turner's dad. Timmy Turner's dad, Dinkelberg. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Because I was just like, you niggas, bring that ass here.
Bring that ass here, boy.
That was a long ass cold open right there. Took y'all for a spin. Yeah. Man, the fake journalists, out at bro.
Oh my god.
They was at it again last night, fam.
I feel like a broken record. I say
Don't you get tired of this shit?
all the time. I say this, like these faux journalists on that goddamn Bird app. Y'all sit up there and y'all just sit and pray and just hang on every word they say. I've seen people saying, "Oh, I don't believe it till Sean Ross Sapp reports it." What?
Bro.
Like, are you serious?
That was the one that got me.
That, like, come on, bro. This man reports stuff that's already been known already. He don't do shit but recycle reports. And y'all talking about y'all don't believe it till he say. See, it's y'all. I don't even blame y'all at the time. Y'all a symptom of the real problem. But
That
like,
dude be on Reddit. I know he be on Reddit. He be on Reddit legitimately. Like he actually be on Reddit. And that's where he gets his rumors from. The dude, the page that initially posted the rumor on Reddit, and then dudes like Mr. Big Cap Sap will go on Twitter with some eye emojis. Oh, big story developing on my Patreon. Go sign up, $5. I looked at the tiers for his Patreon too. There's a really egregious tier on there that I'll be ashamed if anybody's buying.
no.
Like $5 is $5. It's whatever. This other tier though, I couldn't believe it. Anyway, I'm not hating on nobody hustle. I'm just saying, like, some things is just worth paying for, and some things are not. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm like sick with this. Like y'all don't find it odd that these motherfuckers that generally have so many off base reports and stories will be charging y'all constantly just to get those off base reports. I talk about the Celtiverse all the time. The Celtiverse is charging you $13 a month for speculation, not real facts.
And rumors.
Speculation. They say all the time, "Oh, this is what I heard, and I think this is gonna happen. Maybe it's gonna." When you use words like "think" and
Probably.
"maybe" and "possibly," "probably," those are not definite. That means they are not facts. That means you are spending money for guesses. And Big Cap Sap spending $5 for Reddit news from some dude. How do you listen? How is it? And you brought this up, and I'm glad you did. How is it that a dude on Reddit with some weird ass screen name sitting in the basement somewhere
Kermit.
probably Kermit is out here dropping news about a publicly traded United States.
Hold on, don't take my talking points, fam.
Oh, okay, I got you. But I just I don't understand.
See how we like this though.
Yeah. I don't understand just how we just are taking so much stock in those words when, like you said, there are so many other far more reputable sources. The Wall Street Journal,
Forbes, Yahoo
Forbes,
Finance,
Yahoo,
and even like
anything.
and any story this big or this magnitude will more than likely be broken by a business, CNBC, something like that.
Immediately.
But I wouldn't put it past a TMZ or a Sports Illustrated or ESPN to even report it over you, motherfuckers.
Well, look, TMZ is just some vultures, so they be digging for any type of story. So
Also.
it's like, wouldn't surprise me. But I mean, bro.
But like the eye emojis and the vague tweeting, and say what you gotta say. Don't pretend like you're tapped in and you not. That way people be like, oh, they knew the whole time. Cause like 20 minutes later, I'm seeing like official tweets from like verified accounts, not the paid verified accounts. You motherfuckers paying $8 to get a check mark, but the ones that actually had check marks before. I'm seeing this dude got his name right here. Oh, you getting on the Summer Jam screen today. Steven Muehlhausen from the Zone Money Laundering Sports. He reports that it's official. WWE is sold to Saudi Arabia. I seen somebody else from bodyslam.net. You on the Summer Jam? I got everybody name ready. We ether today. Ether today. Cassidy Haynes of bodyslam.net.
Yes. I saw him too.
Body Slam
all night.
Yeah, bodyslam.net. They the first ones that broke CM Punk. Broke it. They were told, and then they reported it, which is usually how a reporting goes. I ain't gonna trip on that, but that's kind of how it goes sometimes. But they were told by the people that signed CM Punk AEW that CM Punk was signed to AEW, and they put it out there. Now people think that they legitimate and they believe them on every single thing they say too. But they said they were sold to Saudi Arabia. It was official. Saudi Arabia was taking the company private. I'm still not seeing nothing from an official source. Still nothing. This is a U.S.-based public corporation headquartered in Connecticut. So they have a headquartered building in Connecticut. Pretty sure they own it. So they also have a performance center in Orlando, Florida. So that's two things of real estate that they own. So they also have global media deals in hundreds of countries all over. Those things considered, I knew they didn't process a sale at 10 p.m. Eastern on a Tuesday evening. It just don't happen like that. Without vetting your shareholders, and I mean the board probably, got a little more intel, but you don't tell the shareholders. Your shareholders find out from motherfucking Sean Ross Sapp.
Like, this is the thing. Like, because like I said, I was watching this go down in real time on the discourse, and I always usually go to the same two places to see what the news is, right? When I kept checking those spaces and not seeing anything update, that's when I'm like, something ain't right here. Something is real fishy when all of y'all are saying this is going on, but nothing's being actually reported. And
sold to Saudi Arabia.
Right. Oh man, like I really found it funny though, like because somebody was saying, "Oh, you guys are slamming journalists and stuff like that for stuff that they hear." Come correct, motherfucker. It's not about what they was hearing. It's about what they did with the information that they did not verify. And knowing how the IWC is, decided to just drop that in.
Got my
like
Stephen A. Smith.
You up here? I guess.
Holla at your boy.
That's right. You up here dropping eye emojis and using all this hyperbole. Oh my God, if this is true, this is the biggest.
All this rumor I heard. Again, just a rumor, but bruh, shut your ass.
Oh my God, like dragging this out. The biggest story in wrestling history. The game changed forever. Oh my God, like all of this extra shit for no reason at all. Because again, you heard something, you wanted to say something, you don't know something for fact. You just hearing it, and you just gonna go ahead, sprinkle into the timeline, say, "Oh, hey, I got something." It's like y'all need for gratification is disgustingly
it's bad.
Pathetic.
It's bad.
It's so pathetic because the second y'all feel like y'all are in the know, and everyone's gonna gravitate to hear what you got to say, it's like y'all don't let up. That's why Big Cap Sap gets all of this notoriety. That's why the Seltzerverse is still getting $13 a month subscriptions from you idiots. That's why it keeps happening. People going to shows to see these people like they really have something of value to offer you. Like the dude that showed up that almost threw hands with Sap the one time because he was in there doing his signings. Like, dude shouldn't have a signing in the first place. Y'all are giving him the attention for the wrong reasons. But it's you niggas, man.
Trying to find a tweet.
That's what y'all do. That's what y'all do.
Yeah, it's a tweet I seen earlier. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, it's shameful.
So bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to find this joint.
It's so shameful. I can keep going. Hold on.
It's a whole thread. Here we go. Cause I seen somebody say, if you don't like wrestling journalists, just ignore them. We fucking do. We do.
Come on. Like, what do you mean?
We do. But when you follow so many people in the community who don't ignore them, you're kind of forced to see what they talking about any fucking way, right? So
Right.
this dude says, I don't think it's a fair statement. I'm not gonna promote him because I don't really care for his tweets any other time. But
Free press.
yeah, no free press, especially if I don't really care for your tweets. But if you make a point, you make a point. Listen, because I ignore this dude all the time. I see him on the timeline. It's real easy to ignore people, except when they talking about all the time. That's what I'm saying. But he says, I don't think it's a fair statement to say if you don't like wrestling journalists, just ignore them. Two reasons. As deep as we all are in this community, like I just said, it's impossible to it's impossible to avoid them. Even if you mute, block, or don't follow them, you're going to see shit. It's unavoidable. Two, what if I want to see the news? I should just sit back and accept this is the standard of journalism in this community? No, that's ridiculous. I want wrestling to be better as a whole, and that includes the people who cover it. If I want to see the news on the thing I really enjoy, but most of the people who report it suck, I can't just go, oh, well, no news for me. That's such a lazy and hopeless approach. Why are we okay with mediocrity? Why aren't we striving to better the community? Hold these people to higher standards. I don't care if they're your friends or not. If we want to avoid shit like last night in the future, they have to be held accountable. Said it way better. Because usually I just talk shit about you niggas. Because I'm done. I can't be gentle no more, man. I just can't.
But see that
I'm
highlights.
sitting here with a cigar and wine on a Wednesday afternoon, bro. I can't do
it. See what y'all doing? Nah, like that highlights a bigger point, and I tweeted this out earlier. It's like we gotta stop using the term journalist to describe some of these people, because what they're doing, like I said before, what they're doing is not journalism.
Where they get their degrees from?
Thank you. Like I listen, I had no degrees whatsoever, but I took journalism in college when that first year I went. Not one of the things that they talked about in journalism is anything that these people do. Like I said, verifying facts,
They don't do that.
doing interviews, reporting actual
Rarely
news,
do that.
like checking with people within whatever source you're looking to investigate. If you're looking into like for example WWE, actually talking to people. We know Seltziverse don't have no real sources anymore. They haven't in years. We know Big Cap don't have no one that really talks to him like that.
Tuna Melt's last like true source in WWE, he had two of them, and they both left around the same time. One of them left in 2017, and the other one left in 2016. The one that left in 2016 is back now, but I don't know if he talked to him no more. The other one,
Yeah,
he's still
like,
he's still in AEW. He the one that feed them the fake news about Punk. It's fake to me. I don't care. I don't believe it.
Yeah, probably.
Like, yeah, I
But
believe
it's
CM
just
Punk's
like,
an asshole, but I don't believe none of this other shit. He's just doing shit to do shit. No, I don't believe that. But it's a whole nother conversation.
I doubt it. Yeah. But nah, man. Like we
He don't got no sources. Is what I'm trying to say.
People. They're right. There's nothing that qualifies them at this point. The only thing, and we've talked about this before, the only thing that made any of these people prominent in terms of getting your wrestling news is the fact that they were the only places you could go.
Yeah.
Seltziverse was the only place you could hear any type of wrestling related news from a decade plus ago.
3 decades ago.
Even better. But it's like we've come so far from that point. We realistically never needed to have that line crossed. That's really what the problem is. We never needed to have people telling us what's going on in the working. That's what's really diluted it. And we see a lot of people that need to take a break from wrestling, don't watch wrestling much anymore. Is because one, they know what's going to happen already, and they have their preconceived feelings about it already. And two, they don't know for sure if they're being truthful, if they're hearing the truth or they're being lied to. They have no idea. So it's like you have to sit back and watch everything that you see with some kind of feeling of something around the corner coming. Like you have to keep watching and looking. Like, okay, well, they said this is going to happen. They said like, oh, the longest time from August to October, Bray Wyatt's coming back. Watching every show, hanging on your just fucking edge of your seat because you're looking for the lights to go out and something crazy to happen. It's like, why? Why can't we just have waited and seen and been surprised, happily surprised when we saw what we saw? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying? Like, the one thing I like is that when we got to a point where that became more prevalent, it was like you had people like Triple H, Bradshaw talked about it, where like they would just throw out some fake sources and get y'all talking, and that might have been what happened here. I would love it if
Oh
somebody
man.
in the company just dropped that bad
Hey,
story
y'all forget.
because you niggas do what y'all do.
Hey, y'all forget. Triple H did that his first night on the job. He did that with Brock.
Yeah.
He told them niggas Brock was gone. Nigga, Brock showed up.
I don't know no Triple H, but this is all about the game.
Shout out to my boy.
Bruh. They said he.
Shout out to that
left the
Saudi
girl-
Arabia deal though. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh man.
Shout out to that Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So we doing.
Oh, that's crazy. And then the best part about it is the way y'all react.
Oh
Speaking
man.
of that, you know,
Man.
because we talking like we at the funeral service, man. We talking
Man,
like,
first,
oh my
Summer
God,
Jam screen.
that's
Let me
the
let
promo
me
song. Yep.
let me air the Summer Jam
Throw it up.
screen out, man. All right,
Throw
Stephen
it
Melhausen, Cassidy Haynes, we already talked about y'all. Just off GP. I ain't see you say nothing, but off GP, Brian Alvarez. What's her name? I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Denise Salcedo. You
Oh
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
becoming
was
a
a
repeat offender. I see
oh
you
yeah.
out here.
She the one. Oh my God. I can't believe she did this shit. It was like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. This woman posted a screenshot of her stopwatch app after a women's match on Raw and posted it
I feel like I heard this
in an
before.
attempt to be outraged. So yeah, I've been looking at her funny ever since. Raj Giri, Wrestling News, Cultaholic, Fightful, all y'all. This is about y'all. Y'all did this. Y'all fan these flames. Y'all might not have said anything concrete outside of the zone guy and the body slam. Yeah. Y'all might not have said nothing concrete, but y'all fan these flames. Y'all fan the fear mongering among fans. And this is an issue I have every time WWE announces a show in Saudi Arabia. Everybody turns racist all of a sudden in an attempt to be on a moral high ground.
God, bro, why is that always like the default?
And I've talked about this before. Those people in Saudi Arabia who are fans, who are just everyday people, like we are everyday people in America, don't have shit to do with their shitty government in similar ways as we don't have anything to do with our government being shitty. We disagree with shit that our government does all the time. You think they just willingly sitting back and accepting the fact that their human rights are just pretty much non-existent? You think they okay with that? Right. You think they just, oh man, I love the king, I love the prince? No, they don't. But they don't deserve to see wrestling in person because of their government. These people probably, these are kids. I seen kids like the Greatest Royal Rumble was the first show they did in Saudi Arabia. I seen a bunch of kids that look so happy because they never seen WWE before, because WWE has never came and they've never left to go see WWE anywhere else. Y'all want to take that away from them and say they don't deserve it and talk shit about them and call those people terrorists.
Right. The fact that you get little girls growing up in that country who have no women in any positions of power, no women get spotlighted, nothing of any type of value for them, that they get to see the wrestlers in WWE, the women wrestlers, get to go out and perform and be role models to them. The fact that they get to see that doesn't matter to y'all when the shit like this happens. Y'all who want women's wrestling promoted, y'all who want more women's rights, protected, and y'all who want more for women all the time, which you should. but it shouldn't be exclusive to just us.
Facts.
Not when you have shit like that going on in other countries. Like,
Y'all
come
want
on
things
now.
to be better. It has to be some sort of influence there. And like wrestling is just not going to do it. We know that.
Yeah.
But it's a start. It helps. Like
there's no.
this whole thing is a catalyst for. I'll be reading sometimes. This whole thing is a catalyst for Saudi Arabia to, stop being so dependent on oil for their economy. So they're putting a lot of money into entertainment and bringing entertainment over. They're investing that money. So that's kind of what they're doing. So if WWE can say, yo, we bringing women over, y'all want us to come over there, so we're going to bring women over. Y'all can't do nothing about it. What they going to do? They'll be like, okay. And they bring more and more women over every single time.
Every time.
Fuck around, have women's evolution over there if they want it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, first show, they didn't have none. And the last one, I think they had like 3 matches.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's real. And you can't understate the kind of impact that could have, right? Like, because, yeah, it is just wrestling at the end of the day. But, like I just said, for them kids in the stands that are watching, you don't know what effect that has. Because wrestling brings a whole lot of people together, just like anything. Like, perfect example. Last Monday, the thing happened with DeMar Hamlin. Man almost lost his life on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody universally just kind of lit up the signals and like, yo,
like fuck football.
Prayers out to that man. Exactly. Football didn't matter, but the fact that this sport and watching football is what led to all of this attention being brought to that situation, and now it stopped being about, okay, well, what's gonna happen with this game and whatever. No. The man's fighting for his life right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, football fan or non-football fan, all get on the same page about the fact that, listen, send the well wishes to this man, send prayers to his family, hope he wakes up, hope he's better to go. And he is. He's alive, he's healthy, got discharged from the hospital,
go home.
He's back home.
Yeah,
everything is good. And we're happy about that. But let that be an example to, what this can do. It's like, it's the same thing here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't, on one hand, say, we love wrestling because it brings us all together. But then in the same breath, when a bump in the road happens, like the journalist that got killed over in there and stuff like that, and all these deals, it's like that situation had nothing to do with those people. It's about, again, their government. Just like we got a shitty. We are black men in America. Do you think we trust our government?
right.
Like, let's be real. But
hey, some of y'all do though.
People.
Some of y'all do be trusting the government, man. Listen.
Coon alert.
But I digress. Damn, that froze the whole thing. That's crazy to me.
A few moments later.
Yeah, man. See what I'm saying?
They tapped in. They say, yo, you're talking about the government. What?
Oh man, that's a damn shame. Y'all ain't good.
That's crazy to me. Like, soon as I said something, soon as you said something, you get kicked out.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
I'm just saying.
I just said it. I'm not gonna repeat what I said, but I just said it.
Yeah.
Case in point. You know what I'm saying? Y'all granted,
as we were saying,
y'all gotta tone it down for real.
Yeah,
racism in that moment was uncalled for.
Very uncalled.
Beyond.
Next level. And y'all do that every single time. So y'all were crazy about it yesterday. Tweeting at Sami Zayn.
Yo. Oh my God.
Tweeting at Sami Zayn. Just tweeting at anybody, like tweeting at wrestlers directly anyway is just insane. I feel weird tweeting at wrestlers when I'm just making a joke. Y'all tweeting at them talking about their life in danger and shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, see, and that was it got uncomfortable watching some of y'all as this progressed throughout the night. It really got uncomfortable because
Tweeting at women's wrestlers.
yeah, y'all are. It's like y'all were out here signaling for help in the middle of some kind of firestorm. Like you sit up here tweeting at Sami Zayn as though he was under threat of some type of something happening to him. I'm sorry. Even if that deal were to happen, no one's going breaking down WWE's doors or breaking down these people's doors and telling them, "Hey, you belong to us now. Round y'all up, and we come, you bring it all over this way. And if you Sami Zayn, you getting shot on sight. Like that's not what would have happened in the first place. But for y'all to going back to this point, for y'all to have been doing all of this for an unconfirmed, unverified story it's beyond me. Like it really is. Like we supposed to have a quota for y'all, and not even 2 weeks into the month, y'all already 20% of that quota is done because y'all just took this so far over the top. It is beyond me, man. Like I'm just watching this all, and I told y'all in the chat, I'm like, this is really annoying because like one, it's you're hanging on the altar of whatever this story is supposed to be. Then the story supposedly gets dropped.
Y'all don't want it to be true, but y'all wanted it to be true so bad.
Yeah.
So y'all could feel a way about yourself.
The toxicity of all that, because y'all did want that to be true, because it was gonna bring out that side of y'all that's so natural, and you're showing who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's like sometimes, and I see your point sometimes when you say you like negative shit to happen. You just like the negativity and the bad shit that people don't want to happen. I see why you do that, because it reveals these people's true personas. Like it tells who the real people are when this stuff happens, because they show their ass immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And that has never been more clear than last night. It was just on the money. Terrible.
Yeah, pretty much. That's really it. Like that's one of the reasons. I'm not gonna lie to you. One of the reasons I like negative stuff to happen, just because motherfuckers get on Twitter and cry about it. Like it's not a TV show. It's a TV show, bro. Everybody gives a fuck.
It's beyond me.
TV show's been running for 30, 40 years or something like that.
At minimum.
And y'all just be tripping over it.
The best part, too, is it's Wednesday. So, you can only imagine what almost exclusively white is going to try to do with all of this now. Like, I seen...
some more corny raps coming.
I'm about to say, I've seen a bunch of people doing the whole, here come Max with the pen, about to write some bars for the night. Like, bro, he's not even mid. He is below mid, negative mid. The boy trash, okay? And I'm not talking about his in-ring work, because the Acclaimed as a tag team, I've come around on them.
I ain't gonna lie.
Very good in-ring performers. But that boy trash in terms of mic work. Like that, them promos are garbage, and y'all need to stop pretending that they're not. Stop trying to make
the boy be coming out with them Mikey Day wild style raps. Get out of here.
Oh my God, yo.
Hey, yo, Nick.
And Mikey Day was better than this. If we're keeping it above. Because
Mikey Day was self-aware that he was corny as fuck.
Exactly. Max be out here with a straight face, swearing his shit is nice, and y'all be going with it.
Like, I have a rule.
Are y'all that delusional?
I have a rule. If there are more people who aren't black that like your music than there are black people, I don't think your music is good. Rap-wise.
It tells you something.
Like, if less black people like your rap music or your R&B music, your music trash to me. Now, you might be a cool person, whatever. Your music trash, though. Sometimes folks be having some joints that be like, all right. Like Flow Rider got some joints.
Mm-hmm.
Flow Rider like the number one person that applies to. I'm not just gonna listen to Flow Rider because he black. Like,
I'm about to say, like,
but he got some
it's black
joints.
people that I don't. Yeah, it's black people that I'm not
Welcome to
really vocal to.
my house.
You know what I'm saying? It's some white boys that's cold. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's just like there's a litmus test that you got to pass. If you don't pass it,
All right.
can't help you.
I gotta ask it. Favorite Flow Rider song? What is it? I only know about 5, but
um, honestly, it's probably that one. My house. Wild Ones was good.
I hated Wild Ones at the time. It was on the radio, but I've come around to it. Like,
Yeah, I couldn't stand Low because they played it so much.
I
And
liked Low when it first came
they-
out, and then I realized Flow Rider made music for like corny white people to enjoy. So I was just like, oh, I thought
it's
he
like
was
the
a
first couple
nigga,
of times.
but he
Right,
wasn't.
right. The first couple of times I heard it, I'm like, okay, it's a bang.
Like, you had
But then it
T-Pain, you
was
from
like,
Florida, you got like DJ Khaled and shit. Like, so I'm thinking
yeah.
he a nigga, and he was before. Like, go listen to some Flow Rider before Low.
Oh man,
That was some South Florida
yeah,
nigga stuff right there.
I must say it's different there. But
But
you got to go
my
with that
favorite Flow
aggressive.
Rider song, man, I liked Low at the time, and then after a while, I just heard it too much.
Mm-hmm.
I think it remind me of like President Obama's first election and stuff. That and Blame It on the Alcohol remind me of Obama era election time
Oh
so much.
yeah. Facts.
I messed with the Timberland joint, the elevator. That was cool.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
But I think my favorite, and now I'm questioning myself if this is a Flow Rider song or not. But the joint with Neo, he said my rent gonna be late. Is that Pitbull or is that Flow Rider? That's Pitbull. That's Pitbull.
I think, yeah,
Disregard. That's Pitbull.
yeah,
That's my
that
favorite
is
Pitbull song.
Yeah.
Pitbull and Flow Rider is the same shit anyway. So
I'm about to say they be on the same wavelength on a regular basis.
they literally like one is black, one's Puerto Rican. They both from Miami.
Right.
They both make the same type of music. They both appeal to the same
Exactly.
people. So excuse me for
Like I
getting the
said,
songs mixed up.
look, you go with the demographic that's bringing in the most money. Dave Chappelle said it best. If all the white people left his shows and it was just up to black people, he might leave a show with about $1,300. That's not gonna get shit done. It's not. It's just not.
That's facts though. Who was I watching? I think it was Cedric the Entertainer. I was watching an interview with Cedric on Shannon Sharp, and he said that same thing. He was like, he said, "I'm gonna get my Cedric impression." Yeah, dog. I went to Hollywood. They know who Cedric the Entertainer. Like, oh, Cecil. Okay, Cecil. Nice to meet you.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
It do be like that. It do be like that too.
So it is what it is. You
Yeah,
niggas.
Ooh.
Y'all did it. Finally.
It take but a couple weeks, bro.
Yeah,
But
2 weeks.
Like, damn, man. That quota gonna be hard to keep at this point.
Yeah, man. Like if we get to like June and we got like 3, I might have to extend it.
I'm packing the air, this gas what?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Peasant of the week.
This is some shade.
Y'all might be peasant of the month. This is ridiculous. This might be peasant of the year. Y'all might have won peasant of the year again.
In the first month.
In the first ever peasant of the week of 2023. Y'all might have just won peasant of the year. Because I know something gonna happen over the next 11 months.
But it ain't gonna be better than this.
If it is, Lord help us. Lord help us. Plug your socials, Reek, man.
Whew. Oh Lord, y'all can find me at ReekHavoc24 on Instagram and on Twitter, and also you can check out the Havoc Hour Watch Talk Sports and Entertainment on all platforms where you find Young Kings Wrestling, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and the video versions up on YouTube and the Instagram page up _the Havoc _.
And I am the thespian TC Fontaine. You can follow me if you want to at tc.fontaine on Instagram, at TC Fontaine on Twitter, and at YK Wrestling everywhere on social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. That's about it. That's about it. Go subscribe to us on YouTube, man. Put them subscribers up.
Yeah, man.
Got some YouTube content coming for y'all. Next few weeks, some new stuff. Trying something out. So we're gonna see how it works. Big facts. And before we get kicked out of here again, because y'all know y'all be kicking us out. The government be tapped in. One more time for the road. We out of here, man.